Hello, and thanks for tuning into an updated review of Circus Circus. I was here about 12 years ago, if you can believe that, and a lot has changed. And I'm not talking in particular about Circus Circus or even Las Vegas. I'm talking about social media with TikTok and Instagram. A lot of people are poo-pooing on Circus Circus. So when I came, I definitely wanted to stay here again to see if those negative reviews are warranted. And I have to say off the top, in a nutshell, no. If you're on a budget, if you're with a family, Circus Circus is still a great place. So when we arrived, they just had automated check-in with the kiosks. You don't have any more face-to-face interaction. And there was an error when we tried to check in where they tried to charge us twice of what we were quoted online. But I have to say the people that were there to support the machines, excellent, incredibly friendly. The staff at Circus Circus, anybody we interacted with was exceptional, incredibly friendly. So top marks to the staff here at Circus Circus. As far as the rooms go, which is of course very important, recently renovated during pandemic. It is currently 2025, and the rooms felt clean, so no issues there. I think part of what made it feel clean was the conversion to laminate floor. Now that felt cheap, but it felt clean, if that makes sense. And that goes for the whole hotel. I mean, they bought laminate floor in bulk. It was in the hallways, it was in the food court, the same color, the same style. So, you know, you're not getting great design here. But again, it felt clean because the sheets were clean, the bedding was clean, the linens were clean, the tub and the bathroom were clean. So really no complaints there. Housekeeping is not automatic anymore. You do have to call in for it. And we did that about every other day. Also, the rooms are fairly basic in that there's no microwave, there's no coffee maker, there's no fridge, very basic amenities. You get a bed, you get a TV. Our TV, when we checked in, only had one channel, so we called the front desk to get that fixed, and again, very friendly. They came up almost immediately. And as far as the guest experience, that's sort of gone downhill a bit, because 10 years ago, when we checked in, we got a coupon book, which included the free buffet for everybody in your party. It included a bottle of wine if you went to the steakhouse, and the steakhouse here is still one of the top rated in Las Vegas. You got vouchers for half-off rides in the Adventure Dome. You got free plays in the Midway, and you did not get any kind of bonus for staying here this time, which is a little bit unfortunate. Another negative thing that I hear on reviews is that it feels like a flea market. Now, I know where they're coming from. The stores here are sort of an odd mix of low-end things, but after walking the entire strip several times this week, the Circus Circus, those flea market style stores are what's in every mall on the strip. We walked the Golden Mile, and they had the same magnet store. They had the same souvenir store. They had the fish foot massage thing. They had the anime manga stores, which is surprising to me. I'm surprised how prevalent that is across this strip. And so the stores, the vendors that you have in Circus Circus are the same things you find at the high-end malls up and down the strip. They just don't have the other stores to supplement them, like other restaurants, other fashion outlets. So I know what people are saying when they say this feels like a flea market, but with that perspective, it's just kind of got the same stuff everybody else has, but just without the other higher-end stuff, so to speak. So to say Circus Circus so far is an adequate place to stay based on the price, because I don't think you can beat the price for staying on the strip. Now, where Circus Circus really shines is with its family entertainment. After 10 years, I expected the Midway to be run down. I expected the Adventure Dome to definitely show its age. And I was very surprised at how well maintained those facilities were. The Adventure Dome, when we walked through it, felt new, like it felt really well maintained. I wasn't seeing, worn out paint. I wasn't seeing disrepair. And so the Adventure Dome, certainly in great shape, and other people reflect that. If you go look at other views, I think people are still saying the Adventure Dome gets top marks. And a good value, too. They had $60 for an all-you-can-play pass. I didn't read all the fine print, but that seems like a great value. I'm going to be doing a review about the Sphere. I'm going to be doing a review about Omega Mart. Highly recommend both of those as well. But I mean, the tickets for those start at $60 for Omega Mart and $100 and way up for the Sphere. And so if you have to entertain a family, $60 at Circus Circus and unlimited rides at the Adventure Dome seems like a pretty good deal to me. And the same with the Midway. We walked through the Midway. I expected all the carnival rides to be worn down and run out, but everything was still in great shape. They had updated games and arcade, which I totally didn't expect. And so, top marks to Circus Circus for keeping their family entertainment in good repair and current and good value. So for me, I give Circus Circus top marks for that. So should you stay in Circus Circus? I think there's going to be a twofold question to that. First of all, is it a good place to stay? I'd say yeah. If you're on a budget and you're into the tackiness of Las Vegas, which I personally am, they have nice hotels where I'm from, which is Toronto, Canada. They have nice hotels other places I've traveled to, New York, Chicago, around the world, whatever. If you're looking for this experience like Aria and things like that, you can get that other places. But for me, Las Vegas is about being tacky, and it doesn't get more tacky than this. But again, with an adequate place to stay. The other question that you have to ask yourself is, do you want to experience Circus Circus before it's gone? Because even I have to say, even after recent renovations, I would be surprised if this is here in another 10 years. This is a place that is vintage. It first opened in the 60s. It was featured in a James Bond movie, Diamonds Are Forever. And so if you want to experience that, yes, you can walk through and just check out the casino, check out the features, but to really kind of live it, you have to stay here. And so if you're kind of looking for that aspect of it as well, I would definitely give that a thumbs up too. I did not gamble this entire trip, so that's blasphemy to some of you who come to Vegas for exclusively for gambling. If you're going to gamble for hours and hours, Circus Circus is not where you want to be and not where you want to stay. But if you want to drop or win, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 as you're going in and out of other activities, if you're coming back from a show and you just want to sit at a table for $100, totally worthwhile. Circus Circus, their gambling floor, again, updated, maintained. Other reviews complain about a smell. I can't deny that, but it was worse 10 years ago because I think there was some recent water damage last time we were here, and the entrance to Circus Circus did definitely have an aroma. That's not there this time anymore. No obvious signs of cigarette smoke, which we walked into the Strat and it just smelled of cigarette smoke. So on a whole, Circus Circus, if you're on a budget, if you're with a family, it still can't be beat, but it's not the place you want to stay if you want to feel, like a princess or, royalty. There are other places for that if you want to. But I got news for you. If you're getting a gondola ride and staying at the top of a building that's, themed like Rome, is still tacky. You're not classy. But if that's something that's important to you and you want the finest amenities, not Circus Circus. But if you are on a budget, if you just want to have a good time, Circus Circus is a great place.